you're here. Check us out on patreon.com/commonbond and head on over to Instagram. Today's our hashtag moving day, so if you post a picture of some movement of some kind, that'd be great. I'm literally moving my house today, so anyway, that's kind of exciting and cool. In the meantime, thanks for being here. Support us on Patreon, and we'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Okay, hi everyone, this is Austin here at Common Bond. Today we're going to be focusing a lot on lengthening the body, all parts of the body. It's sort of related to the mindful class that I did earlier this week, and it's kind of an extension of that class and also more flow-based. So if you're looking for a more restorative version of this class, you can just take that class, check that class out. And for your practice today, you might need blocks or whatever you're going to use as blocks, books, water bottles, whatever's helpful there. Maybe a pillow, because we'll start in hero's pose for underneath the knees, or a blanket, just to make it a little bit cozier on the body. But whenever you're ready, just coming onto the knees, setting hips to heels, maybe taking that block, sliding it in between the legs and setting your hips down on it to make this posture a little easier. Maybe finding yourself those knees on those pillows, blankets, to find a little bit more ease in the body. Once you find yourself there, just starting to relax, sitting palms on thighs, beginning that journey of finding length in our practice, just using the next breath in. No need to change the breath, just rise the crown of the head a little bit further up towards the ceiling. Take an exhale out. Maybe next inhale, roll the shoulders all the way towards the ears. Exhale carries them down and back. Pull the shoulder blades together. Feel the heart puffing out nice and proud, just a tiny bit. From there, knit the rib cage, bottom and lower, upper and lower together, just to not have too much of puff our heart out, but just find a nice, long, straight line from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Just noticing how it feels to find this length through the spine. You may be rounding through the back a lot as we're sitting a lot more with everything going on. So you're really using this practice to invite some length in hopes that while you're just sitting around or typing away at your computer or just wherever you're at in your house, noticing when you're rounding and when to invite some length into the spine. Beginning that journey inwards as always at the beginning of your practice, just noticing overall how the body feels today. Whether there is any parts of the body that are particularly tight right now in this moment. Maybe noticing any discomfort in the knees. Just as necessary, maybe find another block underneath the hips, lift up a little bit more to find a little bit more ease. Not changing the breath just yet, first just noticing it. Notice the way the belly moves outwards and inwards towards the belly, to the navel. Just follow that movement for a few rounds, that expansion outwards, and that return back in. Notice if the breath is moving more in towards the belly or more in towards the chest. Your next inhale, try to fill up as much as you possibly can here. Find the edge of your breath in this moment. And exhale to release it all out. Taking that again, inhale. Fill up as much as you possibly can. Feel that full expansion in the belly, in the chest. And exhale to let it all out. Feel the body melt back down towards the mat, towards the earth. Filling up again, just like that. Deep inhale, belly fills up, chest fills up. Crown of the head slightly lifts up towards the ceiling. And exhale, Brings it all back down and back in. Taking in that a couple of times. Inhale, reach the edge of your breath. Maybe take an extra sip of air in, and then exhale to release. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Fill up. Extra sip. Exhale. Inhale, expand out in all directions. Find a little bit more length in the body. Extra sip. Exhale out. Last round of breath here. Inhale. Extra sip. Exhale, release. Just continuing your ujjayi breath. Trying to take those nice deep full breaths throughout your practice. Sometimes you'll lose it. That's completely fine. As the breath may speed up, heart may start to race, the body may need a little bit more breath faster. You always can just take a moment, slow it back down at any point. Next, inhale, start to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Taking that again, inhale to reach up. Pause here for an exhale out. Next, inhale, reach up even more through the fingertips. Roll the shoulders down. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down. Maybe blink the eyes open if they're not already. Bring the palms to thighs. Make fists for wrists. Just starting to self-massage out the quads. Just start at the top of the inside of the thighs and just start to pound gently down the thigh towards the knees and all the way back up, making your way towards the outsides of the thighs. Waking these quads up will help with forward folds, waking up the hamstrings, opening up the backside of the legs. When you come all the way to the outside of the thigh, working your way back in. If you find a point that you want to spend some time at where the thighs are particularly tight, you can just take a moment and pound out some of that tension there. When you're ready, you meet all the way to the inside. Just set the palms down for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Take an exhale. Inhale, reach up, find more length. Exhale, right fingertips come down to the side. Inhale, reach the left arm up even more. And then exhale, reach it up and over towards the right. Maybe palm comes down to the mat. Allow the neck to be neutral. Take an inhale. You exhale, pull the left shoulder back a bit, open through the chest a little bit more. Take an exhale more here. Next inhale carries you back up, flying that length through the spine. Exhale, left fingertips down to the side. Inhale, right arm reaches up as much as you can. And then exhale carries you up and over towards the left. Take an inhale. Maybe you pull that arm a little bit more towards the side wall, side of the room. Exhale, pull the right shoulder back a little bit. Spiral the heart a little bit towards the ceiling. Around the breath here into the side body. Next, inhale carries you up. Palms meet. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. And then start to come to tabletop at the top of your mat. You can set that block so it's ready for you at the top of the mat as well. Stacking shoulders above wrists, spread nice and wide through the fingers. Maybe tap the tops of the feet into the mat a little bit after sitting in that hero's pose for a little while. Maybe they need a little bit more extra blood to start flow back into the toes, into the heels, the balls of the feet. And tabletop, making sure your hips are stacked above knees. When you're ready, finding that cat-cow movement. Inhale, press into the hands, start to tuck the tailbone slightly, arch through the upper back, drop the head. cat. Inhale, drop everything back down, belly releases, gaze comes towards the top of the room. Exhale, press it all away, come into your cat. Find that nice stretch in the upper back, shoulders. Inhale, drop it all down, find your cow pose. One more round just like that. Exhale, curl it all in. Find the deepest arch that you possibly can. Really press into those hands. And inhale, release it back down. Find cow. And then come back into your neutral tabletop. Inhale, step the right foot back behind you, toes would touch. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the right heel a little bit closer towards the mat. Feel a bit more sensation, maybe in the calf, the back of the leg. Drop the right hip down a little bit to square off the hips. Gaze is right in front of the fingertips. Maybe lower belly starts to pull in as you inhale, hover that right leg off the mat, toes flex down, hips are still nice and square. Heel is in line with the rest of your body, creating a straight line from heel all the way to the crown of the head. If you wish, you can also reach the left arm forward, press more into the hand, into that right hand, that L shape to the palm. You can stay here for a breath. You can take an inhale and exhale, curl it all in, bring knee towards elbow, crunching in like your cat pose. Inhale to extend, warming up the core, 2 more rounds. Exhale, crunching in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it back, last round. Inhale to reach. And exhale, set everything back down to the mat. Maybe shake out that right wrist a little bit. Find tabletop. Inhale, left foot steps back. Drop the left hip, take an inhale. Exhale, pull the left heel a little bit more back towards the back of the mat. Feel that sensation change in the back of the leg. Pause here for a round of breath. You're ready, lower belly in, core slightly engaged. Start to hover that left leg off the mat, in line with the rest of your spine. Flex the toes down, square the hips off. If you wish, you can reach the right arm forward, reaching those fingertips towards the front of the room. Take an inhale. And you exhale, start to curl knee to elbow, crunching in. 2 more rounds. Inhale, find that length, extend through the body as much as you can. Exhale, bring it back together. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, out. Exhale, bring everything back down to the mat. Maybe around the cat-cow. Find tabletop to transition to down dog. Start to tuck the toes underneath you. Inhale to press into the hands, hover the knees. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Maybe a nice deep bend in the knees at first. Maybe you pedal the legs out, sending one heel down to the ground, straightening through the leg. And then switching sides. Maybe you walk that back and forth a little bit. Notice where your weight is in your hands, trying to put weight into all points of the hands. Paying attention to the base of the knuckles. They tend to lift off the mat when we're in this pose. Really try to root them down. One more breath here. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward past the fingertips. Slowly walk the feet towards the top of the mat, meeting in that ragdoll pose. Bend deeply into the knees. Allow the torso to drape over the legs. More weight towards the toes. Bring hands to elbows. Maybe sway side to side. Maybe pedal out the legs. Release the neck. Start to release the fingertips back down towards the ground. Inhale, start to come into halfway lift. Bring the hands underneath the knees on the shins. Press your hands into the shins to pull the crown of the head forward, gazes towards the mat. Find that length from the crown of the head all the way down the spine to the base of the hips. Lower back. Take a round of breath in. Exhale, fold back down, maybe bend back into the knees. Inhale for that halfway lift. Find that length through the torso. Exhale, melt back down. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bend into the knees. Bring the weight into the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms out, lower belly in, and reach them all the way up towards the ceiling, palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Maybe close the eyes here for a breath, really trying to find this mountain pose. Root down through the feet. Feel the quads engage, the backs of the legs engage. Trying to scrunch the mat underneath your feet. Maybe the inner arches of the feet lift off the mat from that scrunching up action. Hips are slightly touched, just a micro adjustment there. Pull shoulder blades back so the root pulls forward towards the hands. Take a round of breath here. This strong mountain pose. Next inhale, carries arms up and over. Bring the gaze up towards the fingertips. Exhale, bring the right arm down towards the side. Inhale, pull the left arm up. Exhale, reach it over towards the right as the hips come over towards the left. Inhale. Maybe exhale, pull that left shoulder back a bit more. Inhale, reach everything back up. Left hand comes down towards the side on the exhale. Inhale, reach right arm up. Exhale, take the arm over towards the left. Hips come towards the right. Inhale. Exhale, pull the shoulder back, open through the chest. Inhale, reach everything back up. Exhale, bend into the knees. Take this journey nice and slow, maybe hands to heart center or hips. Inhale. Exhale, slowly hinge forward. Keep that flat spine, that length all the way down. When you start to notice your rounding, come a bit back up and stay there with the legs straight. Maybe hands are dangling in the air against the mat, doesn't really matter. Inhale for that halfway lift, lift the chest up. Exhale, fold back down. Try to keep that length in the spine, drop the head. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the knees, plant the hands. Right foot will step back. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Find left knee above, left ankle. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, scoop the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach the fingertips up. Hands can also come to heart center or to the thigh. If arms are lifted, roll the shoulders down. Also find if you're pulling the heart back, belly forward, and pull the lower belly in, pull the chest forward, find that length. That straight line all the way from the crown of the head down to the hips. Inhale. Exhale, send hands to the mat. Maybe find your box, frame the foot. So straighten through the left leg, maybe walk that foot forward a little bit. Come onto the heel, flip the toes up towards the ceiling. Maybe walk those hands to the right underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale, lift the chest up. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with the belly, lead with the heart. Try to keep that rounding from happening. If you notice round, come up, pull the crown of the head forward, keep that length in the body. Pause here for a round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, start to bend back into that left knee. Foot plants into the mat, set the blocks to the side. Bring the hands, fingertips down. Tuck the right toes, lift the back knee up. Slide that left foot to meet the right, meeting in high plank. You can also release the knees for low plank. Wherever you're at, hips slightly tucked, lower belly pulls in. Press into the hands, finding a slight arch in the upper back. Pause where you're at for a round breath. In and out. Inhale, move the shoulders slightly past the wrists on the inhale. Come onto the toes. Exhale, bend into the elbows, squeeze them in towards the ribcage as you lower chest and belly down to the mat, hopefully all at the same time. Come down to the ground. We align the hands back underneath chest. Elbows squeeze in. Inhale, either press up to your baby cobra, leading with the heart, using the hands more as a guide, and then lifting into your back bend from the hands if you're in baby cobra. If you're going for full cobra, press into the hands, straighten through the arms. Try not to hyperextend, micro bend into the elbows. Pull shoulder blades back to open through the chest. Lower belly is in either version of your back bends to protect the lower back. Take an inhale. Exhale, transition to tabletop for an inhale. Tuck the toes. Exhale, lift up and back down dog. Next, inhale, reach that right leg up towards the ceiling. Lower the leg slightly down so you can square the hips towards the mat. Flex the feet, toes point towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, start to bring that knee forward. Curl the spine. Maybe come up high into the toes. Walk that foot in between the hands. Maybe you have to scoot it forward. Drop the left knee. Untuck the toes. Find that lunge. In that right leg. When you're ready, inhale, scoop up. Check in with the knee. This time, right hip's pulling back, left hip is pressing forward. Find that neutral spine. Reach fingertips up on your inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulders down. Hold here for a round breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring hands down to the mat. Inhale, maybe find the blocks as you straighten through that right leg. Walk that foot a little bit forward so you can come onto the heel, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, press into the mat or into the blocks. Lift the spine up, pull the crown of the head forward. And exhale, glue the belly towards the thighs. Lead with the heart down. Try to keep that rounding from happening. You won't come as far into the pose. That's perfectly okay. Going more for length in the body in this practice than how far can you get yourself down towards that leg. One more round of breath here. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant that right foot. Bend back into the knees, set the blocks to the side. Tuck the left toes, lift the back knee. Step everything forward to your standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, weight into heel, sweep the arms out and up. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Moving through that flow a little bit faster, warm up the body a bit more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release down. Keep that length. You won't go as far, that's perfectly fine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bend into the knees. Step the left foot back this time. Drop the back knee. Untuck the toes. Check in with your alignments, hip, knee. Inhale, rise up. Next, exhale brings everything back down. Plant, this time, plant the left hand into the mat. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Pressing through the inside of that right foot to pull that knee in. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hand back down to the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the back knee, step the right foot back. Choose high plank or modified plank. Inhale, come on, bring your shoulders a little bit past the shoulders. Exhale, bend elbows, squeeze in towards the midline, lower chest and belly down to the mat. Inhale for your back bend of choice, baby cobra, full cobra. And then either transition directly to down dog or come through tabletop on your exhale. Pause here for a round of breath. Next, inhale, reaches the left leg up this time. Slightly lower the leg down, square the hips, flex the toes towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, round everything forward. Find that arch in the upper back. Come up high onto the toes. Start to bring that foot forward in between the hands. Maybe you have to scooch a little bit forward from there. Drop everything down. Untuck the toes. Find your alignment for your low lunge. And inhale to rise. Another breath in. Exhale, meet the mat. Plant that right hand down to the mat or block. Inhale, sweep the left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Tuck the right toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, step it forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, scoop up, reach up. Palms touch. Exhale through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, right arm down to the side. Press the hips to the left. Reach the left arm over. Inhale, center lift. Exhale, left arm down. Hips to the right. Reach right arm over towards the left side. Inhale, extend. Palms touch. Exhale, draw it all down. Standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Pause for a round of breath here. Try to pull the chest forward. Reach the crown of the head down. Starting to come into 3 rounds of chair. To straighten through the legs, since we'll be doing a lot of flexibility with the backs of the legs, hamstrings, but also trying to build strength at the same time. So to inhale, exhale, bend into the knees, drop the hips down. First, bring the palms to the thighs. Inhale, press into the hands, lift the chest up. Exhale, set the hips down a little lower. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, pull the chest towards the hands. Maybe exhale, drop the hips a little lower. Hips are slightly tucked in underneath you. Hold here for 4 breaths. Maybe each exhale brings you a little lower, a little deeper. 1 more round of breath. Inhale. And exhale, dive it back into your forward fold. Maybe wiggle the legs out, giving them a break in between rounds. Inhale. Exhale, bend back into the knees. Hands to thighs. Inhale, press into the thighs, lift the chest up. Exhale, set the hips down. Hands to heart center. Inhale, pull heart towards the hands. Exhale, lower back down. Maybe this time is a little bit more intensity in the legs, the thighs. Hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Wiggle it back out. Take a break. Come back to your breath. Last round, last chair pose of this entire practice. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep the hands towards the heart center. Rise immediately into your chair. Exhale, set the hips down. Hold here for a round of breath in. Exhale, calm down. Release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bend into the knees. Plant the hands or fingertips. Step the right foot back straight to your low lunge. Runner's lunge. Square off the hips. Find that left knee stacked above ankle. Drop the back foot so the toes point to the side of the mat. Foot is completely planted into the ground. You can either find heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Inhale, rise up to your warrior two. Find hands to hips. Square the hips off towards that right hand corner of the mat. Then pull the chest towards the side wall. Open up the arms, palms face down. Finding that length here. Inhale, reach the fingertips towards the side. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. Stomp through that extended right leg. Notice how that changes the posture. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, straighten through that left leg. Bring hands to hips. Inhale. Exhale, tilt the hips towards the back of the room. Maybe slightly bend into that left leg. Open up arms, palms face, front side of the mat. Inhale, reach forward as much as you can. And then exhale, come into your triangle pose. Hands can come to a block. Or you can rest the hand onto the shin or any point along the leg except the knee joint. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the left shoulder back, open up the chest. Head can come towards the side of the room or up towards the fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the hips forward towards the side of the mat. Lean the torso back to step shoulders on top of each other. Hold here for 3. You can stay here. You can play with the balance if you wish, bending a little bit more into that left knee. Find your block. Walk that right foot in a bit. Place that block right in front of the left foot. Gaze is down to help you balance. You can bring that hand to the lower back, or you can keep it reaching out. So to press into that left leg. So to reach the right leg off the mat. Toes will flex towards the side wall, side of your mat. Press down through that left hand onto the block, into that left foot. Lift the right leg up as high as you can get it. If you want, you can play around with lifting that arm up towards the ceiling. You may fall in and out of it like I am. Take one more round of breath here. Next, exhale, set that foot down. Bring that hand back to the lower back. Bend into that left knee and rise up to your warrior two. Inhale, straighten through that left leg. Bring that right hand down to any point along the thigh or lower back. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, bend it all the way back. Take an inhale. You can exhale, bend back into that left knee if you wish. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down to the mat. Come back into your runner's lunge. Step that left foot back. You can find a vinyasa if you wish, or meet in down dog or child's pose. Pause wherever you're at for 3 breaths. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward. Slowly walk the feet towards the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to rise. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down, heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Keep that length. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Bend into the knees. Left foot steps back this time into your runner's lunge. Find that right knee above ankle. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop that foot completely into the mat, toes right towards the left-hand side of the mat. Find either heel to heel arch alignment, and rise up to your warrior two on your inhale. Hands to hips, square the hips slightly towards that left corner of the mat. Inhale, twist the chest towards the side wall, side of the room as well. Open up the arms, palms face down. Inhale to reach the fingertips towards the opposite directions. Exhale, stamp down through that left leg. Roll the shoulder blades down. Hold here for another round of breath. Take hands to hips. Straighten through that right leg. And now tip the hips back behind you. Open up the arms. Take an exhale. Inhale, reach towards the front of the room as much as you possibly can. Maybe micro bend into that right knee. Exhale, bring the hands towards the sky and one towards the bottom. You can bring that hand along the leg or to a block or anything else to support you. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the left shoulder back, open the chest. Inhale. Exhale, press the hips towards the side of your mat as well to stack the shoulders a little bit more on top of each other. Gaze can come towards the fingertips, side of the room. 3 breaths. You can stay here in triangle. You can bring the hand down to the lower back, keep it extended. If you want to try for that balancing posture, you can bend a little bit into that right leg, walk that left foot in a little bit, find your block, water bottle, whatever is useful to you. Set it in front of that right foot. Look down at first. Start to bring your weight more into that right foot. Press into the right foot so to lift the left leg off the mat. Flex the toes towards the side of the wall. Try to open up the hips a little bit towards the side of the room as well. Press even more through that standing right leg to the inside of the foot as well. You can reach the arm up towards the ceiling if you wish. Try to hold here for 2 breaths, pulling in out of it, just playing with this posture. Inhale. Exhale, send it all back down, bend back into that right knee. Inhale, find warrior two. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Reach the right arm up and back. Maybe bring the left hand down to the thigh, wrap it behind the lower back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it back behind you. Inhale. And exhale, bend back into that right knee if you wish. Hold here for a round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, so find warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, send the hands down, frame that foot, come back into that runner's lunge. And then choose, you can step back to your high plank. You can flow through vinyasa, meet in child's pose, down dog. Three breaths wherever you're at. starting to meet in down dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, curl everything in. Step that foot in between the hands. Walk that left foot in so it plants into the mat. Square off the hips towards the front room. Find that right knee stacked above ankle. Take an inhale. Exhale, press down through that left leg as much as you can. And from that alignment, inhale, sweep up, warrior one. You can adjust the distance in between your stance. You can walk the foot a little bit forward or a little back in, shortening your stance. Knit the ribs together, upper and lower. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades down. Inhale. Exhale, hands to hips. Starting to find pyramid. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Exhale, start to hinge forward slowly. Find that point where you start to round and back out to keep that length in the spine. Maybe you find the blocks. You can also just take the hands to the shins or the upper thighs. You can also bring that back foot slightly in to help with this posture as well. Maybe square up the hips a little bit more. Each inhale pulls the crown of the head forward. Each exhale pulls the belly a little closer towards that thigh. And just continue that process, rinse and repeat. Inhale to lengthen. You exhale, come a little bit more down, keeping that length in the body. Three breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, bend back into that right knee, stacking the knee above ankle. Bring the hands maybe to blocks at first or to the mat. Slide that left leg behind you, meeting in runner's lunge. Square the hips off. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull that left heel further towards the mat. Then you're ready, maybe hands to hips. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge, maybe shorten the distance. Slight bend into that left knee. Find that length through the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. Strengthening the legs a little bit more. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the left knee closer down towards the mat. Inhale, reach up, come on high onto the back toe. Exhale, sink it all back down. One more round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set the hands back down to the mat. Step the right leg back. Flow through your vinyasa or meet in down dog. From down dog. Inhale, reach left leg up this time. Exhale, curl it forward. Step it in between the hands. Step that right foot in. Toes at 45. Foot is planted into the mat. Square the hips off into the mat. Left knee stacked above ankle. Take an inhale. Exhale, stamp that right foot into the ground. And then from that place, inhale to rise up, warrior one. Find the distance in between the legs that feels good for you here. Just making sure that right foot is into the mat wherever you're at. One more breath. Bring hands to hips. Straighten through that left leg. Square out the hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe you walk that back foot in slightly. Inhale. Exhale, slowly hinge forward. keep that length in the spine. Find that point where you start to round and back a little bit off. When you're ready, you can release the hands to any point on the leg or to blocks, thighs or shins. Repeating that process, inhale to reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to bring the belly closer towards that left thigh. Just continuing that process. Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, bend back into that left knee. Slide that right leg back. Scoot it back until you're in that runner's lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the right heel back. Square the hips off. From that place, inhale, rise up to your crescent lunge. Maybe you have to walk that right foot in a little bit more forward. Find a length through the spine, knit the ribs. Slight bend into that back right knee. Strengthening the legs for a few rounds. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower right knee towards the mat. Inhale, lift up, come on high into the toes. Exhale, seeing it down. One last round, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach. Exhale, send everything down to the mat. Step it back. Maybe one last round of your vinyasa. One last down dog. Maybe dropping to the knees, finding child's pose. Wherever you end up, taking 5 breaths in down dog or child's pose. Last breath wherever you're at. Transitioning from either down dog or child's pose to that hero's pose from earlier. Find those 2 blocks nearby, bring them towards the hips, outside of the hips. Drop your hips to the side, swing the legs forward out in front of you. You pedal it out here a little bit. When you're ready, bring your weight over towards the right hip so you can swing that left leg behind you. Flip the top of the foot so it's planted onto the mat. Maybe if you feel yourself tipping over like I am here, take a block, set it underneath the right hip so you can bring the hips into that same level, same plane of existence. Right leg is straightening out in front of you. Slight bend is always helpful. Toes are flexed towards you. Inhale, reach everything up. Find that length. Exhale as you keep that length. Hinge from the hips, lead with the heart. Maybe just bring the fingertips down to the mat. Maybe not reaching for that foot. That's where we have that tendency to round. Want to keep that length in the spine. Find that point where you feel the stretch and you have that length and no need to go any farther than that. One more round of breath here. Next inhale, lift the chest back up. Slide that right foot towards that left knee, planting the sole of the foot into the ground in line with that knee. You can stay here, inhale to find length. You can also decide to take the right fingertips behind you for support, a nice little base. Wrap the left arm around that right knee, take an inhale, and exhale to twist the chest over towards the right side of the mat. Using this twist to really inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And exhale to twist. You still have that option to stay here. No need to go any further than this. Another variation is to allow the right knee to fall out a little bit towards the side of the room. So you grab the left hand to the side of the right foot. Use that right fingertips behind you to help support you as you inhale. Lift the right knee up and then exhale to extend it forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the heart forward towards the side of the wall. You can keep those fingertips on the mat, or you can reach the right arm, right fingertips pulling back behind you as the leg extends forward. Take an inhale. You exhale, pull the chest forward even more. Pull that right shoulder back a bit. Hold here for one more round of breath. And exhale, release everything down. Plant that right foot back into the mat. Release the hands. Drop the knee back over to the outside of the mat. Remove that block underneath the hips. Swing that left leg forward. Re-extend that right leg. Maybe shake the legs up. Taking that to the opposite side. Dropping the weight into the left hip. Swing that right leg back. Flip the foot so the top of the foot is pressing into the mat. If you notice you're leaning, take that block underneath the left hip to equalize them. Just trying to straighten as much as you wish through that left leg, or slight bend or deep bend. Toes are flexing wherever you're at. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, as you keep that length, hinge from the hips, lead with the heart, fingertips come down to the mat. Notice when you start to round and try to invite that length into the spine. Three breaths here. Next, inhale to rise. Slide that left foot in, plant the foot so it's in line with that right knee. Maybe just wrap the arms around the knee, inhale to reach the spine up. So again, find where you want to go in the next series of postures. You can take the left fingertips behind you, wrap that crook of the right elbow around that left knee. Take an inhale, reach the crown of the head up. And exhale, start to twist over towards the left, using those left fingertips to help support you. Each inhale invites more length. Maybe each exhale allows for a deeper twist. Once again, you can stay here. You can allow that left knee to fall out towards the side. So you can take that right hand to grab onto the outside of the left foot. Inhale to pull that leg towards you, lift the leg off the mat. Take an inhale. And exhale, start to straighten that leg forward. Take an inhale. You notice you're rounding. Exhale, pull the chest towards the side of the room. If you want, you can keep the fingertips down onto the mat, or inhale, lift the right arm back behind you, pulling back through the fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the chest forward even more. Hold for a round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, set that left foot back down, release the fingertips. Allow the knee to fall all the way down to the outside of the mat. Remove that block if you had it underneath the hips to the side. Sweep that right leg forward. Extend the left leg forward. Maybe pedal out the legs. Take the hands to the hips. Move some of that flesh to the side so you come more onto the tailbone. You feel that natural tendency to want to tip forward. You can also sit on the edge of a pillow or a rolled up blanket to help tip you forward. First, bend into the knees slightly. Inhale, scoop the arms up. And exhale, come into that seated forward fold. No worry about rounding here. If you want to round, go for it. You've been good throughout this entire practice, so feel free to bring the forehead to the knees, allowing that round to occur in the back. Maybe each inhale and exhale, maybe straighten the legs a little bit more. Hold here for 5 breaths. Next inhale, start to lift up. Bend into the knees. Hip the soles of the feet into the ground. Inhale, reach the arms forward, palms face up. Exhale, slowly lower the spine down to the mat. Pull the knees in towards the belly. Maybe rock side to side. Massage the lower spine. Eventually sending the feet down to the mat. Finding a block or maybe a pillow or two or that blanket, rolled up blanket. Press into the heels. Slide the block or the pillows on the lowest setting right underneath the hips. Set the hips down. Inhale, straighten the right leg forward towards the top of the mat. Flex the foot towards you, toes point towards you. Inhale, reach the left arm up and back behind you. Reaching back through those left fingertips and pulling forward through the right heel. Close the eyes here, just take a couple breaths. When you're ready, start to bring that left arm back in. Slide that right foot back in. Take an inhale. Exhale to reach the left foot forward this time. Flex the toes, point them towards you. Inhale, reach the right arm up and back. Finding that same pulling in opposite direction, reaching back through the right fingertips, pulling forward through the left heel. Pause here. Focus on the breath. Slowing it down even more. Start to bring everything back in, right arm, left foot. Plant the forearms into the mat, just so you can press into the heels, lift the hips off the blocks, blankets, pillows, slide it to the side, lower spine down to the mat. Pull knees back in towards the belly. And rock side to side. Maybe you also find a happy baby or any other last postures, movements that your practice needs today. Take a couple of breaths wherever you end up. Take some time to explore your own practice on your mats before we come to Shavasana, final relaxation. When you're ready, just start to allow your body to melt down into the ground, setting up for the final moments on your mat for this practice. Splay out in all directions. Allow the arms to reach out towards the sides, fingertips curl in towards the palms. Feet splay out, edges of the feet, outside of the feet fall towards the ground. Maybe you walk the shoulder blades a little bit towards each other underneath you. You can also rest the back of the head on a pillow or a blanket. Allow the eyes to close. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let go of the breath. Maybe allow the tongue to drift away from the roof of the mouth, the lips to slightly part. Try to allow as much relaxation to enter every part of your body here. Allow ease to enter into the mind. Whatever comes up, just notice it, be with it, give it space. Our mind likes to bombard us with things sometimes. Just let it happen. Don't try to fight it. The more we fight, the harder it gets. Feel the body against the mat. Every point of your physical self in contact with that mat. Just notice them. That weight down, gravity pressing you into the ground. Stay here for as long as you can. Really just give your time body to recuperate, to relax. Also just this time for yourself to just be with stillness, to find a little peace in your wild days, this wild time. The light within me and honors, respects the light within every single one of you out there. Namaste.